Well, good morning, everybody. Back in the blind again, and these turkeys are gobbling pretty good right now. So we're set up in the spot where we saw them come out yesterday morning, right off a point, and hopefully they continue to respond to us. They should be coming in here pretty quick, but based off of yesterday and what we're hearing right now this morning, it should be a good morning. Yesterday, my brother Mark and I, and we sat up on the east side, and the farmer told us to set up on this point, but we couldn't get out here because they're already gobbling pretty close. This morning we got out here a little earlier, and wouldn't you know it, 6 hens come out on the east side where we were set up yesterday, and then 3 toms came out. Eventually, after about 10 minutes, they finally started making their way over here, and the 6 hens and the 3 toms were walking by, and they were out too far. And then we looked back to the east again, and there was another tom, and I think the other one was a jake. They kind of got ran off by the other toms, and they came over here to check out our decoys, and I was able to get an arrow in him. I thought he was going to go down the field out here. He kind of did a circle, but then he made it to the woods. These other turkeys are still out here. We're going to wait until they're off the field, and we're going to go in and we're going to see if he's laying inside the woods. That arrow stayed in him, so hopefully did the trick. It's never a good feeling when you have game run off, but this one here we saw a lot of blood coming out the front, so hopefully the Parker and the Easton arrows did the job. Live yet? How about that? Finally able to get him on the ground. Tell you what, his turkey hunting, it's not easy. Whether it's calling them in or making sure you're still and putting a good shot on them. And finally, I tell you what, getting this baby on the ground, my first turkey ever with a bow and using the Parker bow. Tell you what, just made the switch the other day. Man, did it pay off. Using these Easton arrows. I'm pretty happy. You can't beat this. Beautiful morning, beautiful sunrise. You know, yesterday we saw this bird. He came out with a jake, and the same thing, he came out with this jake again, but before that, there was 6 hens that come out, and they came out on the side that we were set up yesterday. And you know, then you start guessing, well, maybe we should have sat over there, but eventually they end up making their way this way, pulled those 3 toms over here, and they made their way over, and they were not going to come in close enough to us to get a shot. But then Mike, my cameraman here, he looked back and he saw 2 of them coming out, and it was this one here with the jake, and they wanted to follow those 6 hens as well. But those 3 toms that had longer beards on them, they kind of ran these 2 off, and they came over to our decoys because Mike had his call. He hit the call once, and that got their attention. They came over and they started circling these decoys, and I was able to get an arrow in him, and he made it about 100 yards, and we were looking, once getting his woods, I mean, it's tough, you know, they don't leave much for a blood trail. But when all of a sudden I heard Mike say, "Joe, Joe," and I came over and there he was. Pretty exciting, I'll tell you that much. Couldn't ask for anything more right now. It's pretty sweet feeling.